We did it. Welcome to episode 100 of Big Crystal Energy. 100. I just can't even believe it. I am sort of freaking out. I am so excited to be here. It feels wild to say that out loud. 100 episodes.
Hi, I'm Ashleigh, and welcome to the Big Crystal Energy podcast. This is a place for the crystal curious, arcane-minded, and everything in the in-between. In this podcast, we will jump down the rabbit hole into the metaphysical, esoteric, occult, and spiritual realms. Nothing is off limits. I'm a mom, wife, an orthopedic physician assistant by day, and a seeker of all things spooky and kooky by night. I've spent my entire career in the medical field, but have always felt like there is more out there, and this is where we will explore together. We will have conversations with crystal healers, rock hounds, artists, musicians, spiritual coaches, magic makers, and anything woo-woo that strikes our fancy. Let's take our spiritual journey to the next level. So grab a crystal, pour a cup of tea. It's time to feel the Big Crystal Energy.
We did it. Welcome to episode 100 of Big Crystal Energy. 100. I just can't even believe it. I am sort of freaking out. I am so excited to be here. It feels wild to say that out loud. 100 episodes. 100. That is like a major milestone. Thank you so much. This episode is just me sharing a little bit of the journey and saying thank you to 100 episodes. Wow. And truth be told, it feels like I am literally just getting started. It really does. I feel like the first 100 episodes were me just kind of warming up and figuring this out, and I'm just continuing to figure it out as I go along. But oh boy, is it just going to get better from here? It really is. I'm so excited. Cheers, friends. Cheers. Stay weird, because that's what we do here. We stay weird. So I just wanted to share with you all a little bit of a reflection as to why I started this podcast to begin with. You can always hear my first episode if you scroll way back. It's called Why Crystals. It's why I started this podcast. It's the whole intro. It's a short episode. I think it's only like 15 minutes long, but I started Big Crystal Energy as a way to start sharing about the things that I love and the things that I was discovering. I had just gone through a really challenging period of my life. I don't mind being open and honest and vulnerable on here, because I think that's what connects us to each other. And I shared a lot of this story on my Instagram yesterday, but I had my oldest son, Finley, in 2017. I had one pregnancy loss prior to conceiving him. And that was so challenging because I had never been through anything like that before. But then I thought, you know what? I've had my one miscarriage. That's it. That's pretty common. And then I had Finley, and that went great. And he was born. And then in, I would say around Christmas time of 2019, my husband and I were out with our son driving around looking at Christmas lights. Little Finley said, I want a baby brother. My husband and I, we were all misty eyed, and we were like, oh my gosh, should we have another baby? And so we decided to go for it. And then of course, COVID hit, and I did get pregnant, which was kind of scary because it was COVID time. And I lost that pregnancy, which was absolutely devastating. And the things that I had to go through after that pregnancy loss were awful. And then I kind of recovered from that, and I got pregnant again. And I lost that pregnancy. And I recovered from that. And I got pregnant again. And I lost that pregnancy. And it was just devastating back to back to back like that. And so I just thought to myself, I don't want to keep doing this. This is so hard on me. mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, like every which way. I am just losing myself as a person because I'm just so wrapped up in this and my hormones are all over the place. And it was just so horrible. But then we were on our 10-year wedding anniversary trip in Cabo. And I just started feeling a little bit weird. I was like, you know what? I need to get a pregnancy test. And lo and behold, I was positive, and now I have my perfect little boy, Jasper. So I came out on the other side. But in that, my body had been through so much, so many losses of pregnancy. We had just moved into a new house. I had a baby. I had just turned 40. And that's hard because I was an older mom. I had a 5.5-year-old son already. I'm working full time. I was just totally stressed. And there were a lot of things that happened during that first year of Jasper's life that were challenging. And I'm not going to get into all of the details of that, but I definitely was suffering postpartum depression. I was having a lot of triggers from things that happened when I was a kid. And I was just struggling so hard. I was struggling, not knowing if feeling like I knew I had to go back to work, but not knowing how I could leave this baby. And it was just so difficult. And so at one point I was on a girls trip with my girlfriends. We go on a girls trip every year, and we were in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I was just trying to have fun on this trip, but I was also just so deep in stress and exhaustion and so much during that time. And I remember we were out wine tasting, and we walked into this winery, and in the back they had this little shop, and they had this bowl of crystals, and I decided to pick up a piece of celestite, this particular piece right here, and I ended up bringing it back from the trip. And I also bought some Palo Santo, and every night after I got back from that trip, I was just like holding that stone and burning my Palo Santo in my bedroom and just praying and hoping and wishing like my life would change. And something started to stir within me. I felt this calling back to the person that I always knew that I was inside, this magical person that loved crystals, that loved fairies, that loved magic, that knew she was a witch, but she didn't know how to express that. And so I started going down that path, and I ended up, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. I ended up taking a crystal healing course, which was massively eye-opening. I started searching for podcasts. I started collecting more stones. I started learning about so many metaphysical and witchy things. And I just felt like, oh my gosh, this is my path. Like this, where has this been all my life? And I truly had a massive, massive spiritual awakening. And so I decided to, and I knew that I needed to do something with all of this that I had learned. And so I decided that I wanted to start a podcast. I love podcasts. I had been relying on podcasts for years because I used to have to commute long distances for work, and podcasts changed my life. And I knew that there wasn't, as I was searching for podcasts about crystals, there was only really one that I liked at that time. And so I thought, well, what if I create my own crystal podcast, but make it, different? And it has evolved. If you've been a long time listener of this podcast, you know that in the beginning, it was extremely crystal-centric. I was still in the broom closet at that time. I was scared to say that I was a witch. I was scared to truly step into my power. I was very focused on just talking about the stones and their properties and how to cleanse them and charge them and just all the basics of that, which is great. I think that stuff is amazing. And I would love to continue to share more of that because it's a huge part of my daily life. But I just saw so much more beyond that. And so, when I started the podcast, I took a course. I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, you know what, though? I'm just going to launch. I'm going to pick a day. I'm going to launch. I have to do the thing. And so I did. And it started very small. It started me recording basically in a hotel room, in the closet of an Airbnb, at my home, in this room. This room has gone through a lot of transformation in the past year and a half. It used to be orange. Now it's purple and white. It's going to go through more transformations. And, I didn't even know if anyone would even listen to my podcast. I didn't know how to promote a podcast. I still don't have a huge following on social media. I'm working full time. I do orthopedic surgery. I'm a mom of 2 kids. Like, it's a lot, but I knew I had this ultimate calling to do this. And so, I thought it was going to be just about sharing my love of crystals and curiosity and all of the things. But then what it's really turned into is this amazing place for me to explore, for me to meet incredible people, for me to learn about things that I had never even really considered before. It's become such a huge platform of growth for me as an individual. I really think my entire life has completely changed. I have found my voice. I love talking to people. I used to be so shy and introverted. I don't even feel that way at all anymore. I feel very alive and excited and passionate, and I love to talk to different people, and I love to learn about people's interests, and it pulled me out of this shell. And it's made me a better mother, a better wife, a better, employee at my regular job, a better medical practitioner. I'm so much more empathetic. I care about things so much more deeply. I feel things so much more deeply. It's opened my intuitive senses. It's done so much for me. And while people make fun of me all the time for my little podcast or my little crystals or my little crystal thing, like everybody's like, oh, why don't you just go get your crystals to fix that? And, they tease me, make fun of me and all those things. And that's fine. I get it, because I probably would have teased people about that in the past too. But I'm living proof that all of this works, because most of it at the end of the day is really about shifting your mindset, shifting your beliefs, shifting your energy, and truly embodying the person that you want to be and the person that you want to present every day. So I have learned I've learned confidence. I've learned to trust my voice and my intuition. I've learned that it's okay to let myself be seen. It has given me such a deeper relationship with my spiritual practice, which I just honestly never even had a spiritual practice before. I've never been religious. I was grown up in a Catholic household, but I never connected to that. It's shown me what spirituality actually means. It's connected me to my crystals. It's connected me to creativity. I've owned my own magic, and I have learned that everything I need is already inside of me. When the podcast first started, I was scared to death to invite guests to come on, and now I have guest conversations. I was very light and superficial. Now it's much deeper. This podcast explores so much beyond just crystals. We talk about magic, folklore, intuition, storytelling, the big crystal energy. It's really become a container of so many things. It's not just a topic. So I would love to just share some of the top 5 episodes that have come out over the past almost 2 years. These are the episodes that have the most downloads. Now, obviously, some of the episodes have been out much longer, so they're going to get a lot more downloads. And I'm not going to go really season by season. I'm just going to say overall. But some of the episodes in my latest season have been doing very well, and they'll probably end up beating out episodes that I was offering like earlier in the podcast. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So I think like some of the top episodes have been about like my initial story about why I got started, have been about the science of crystal energy, have been about cleansing and charging my crystals, and things about intuition. My episode about labradorite did really well. My episodes with my guests always do really great, which is amazing. Also, I just really want to say thank you more than anything. I have to say so much thank you to the listeners that have been with me since the beginning, and all the people that are new that are just now finding the podcast. Every time someone reaches out to me or sends me a DM or sends me an email, you have absolutely no idea how much it means to me. It really, 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 really does. Like, I am the one that reads all of this. I have no at this point, I have no help. So it's all me. I mean, I have help editing the podcast, but I don't have anyone that responds to my social media or my emails or whatever. So sometimes if I miss things, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not super savvy with this. Sometimes I find that I miss people's messages like by many weeks and then I feel terrible. But it means absolutely so much. I have made some acquaintances, friendships out of this podcast. I met one of my absolute best friends that I've ever had in my life through podcasting. These conversations have changed me. They've opened my eyes. They've opened my heart, my mind. And I truly feel supported on my spiritual journey now. And it's incredible. You know, looking forward, like I said, I feel like we're just really getting started. I mean, the podcast is evolving. I have a whole new season that's going to be starting in January. That's going to be all about the veil and stepping through the veil. I'm going to be developing digital products, courses. I want to start a coaching program. It's really just an extension of what I've already been doing, but it's just an up-leveling of all that. And I'm learning so much as I continue to do episodes. I keep learning and learning and learning. 2026 is going to be an absolutely huge year for the podcast. I'm redesigning this space in my loft up here so that I'll have a gorgeous background. I'll have gorgeous chairs to interview from. I can do live interviews. I can invite people to come to my home and do interviews. That would be amazing. And it's just going to get better from here. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I'm so appreciative of you guys. Oh my gosh. It really truly feels overwhelming that we're at this point, 100. So, you know, and I've hit some goals and milestones. I've met people that I truly never thought that I would even be able to meet. And I just feel so empowered and lucky. And here I am, just a mom in the suburbs, just doing the damn thing. And so my message to you is, maybe you don't want to have a Crystal podcast. Maybe you don't even want to have a podcast. Maybe you want to be a dancer. Maybe you want to be a professional pickleball player. Maybe you want to open a coffee shop. Maybe you want to start a book club. Whatever it is that you want to do, I really encourage you to just start making some steps to do it. And if you're worried, like, what are my friends going to think? Or what's my family going to think? Are they going to judge me? You know what? They probably will judge you. They probably will. And they may discourage you because they don't want to see you progress. That's a sad thing. We do see that. Or maybe they won't even acknowledge what you're doing at all. I experience that all the time. People just want to act like what I'm doing doesn't even exist. But yet I know they see it. And maybe they just don't agree with it. And that's fine. That's completely, whatever you want to do with your life is completely up to you. I just want you to know that if I am a mom, I work full time as an orthopedic PA, I have kids, I have a very busy life. If I can pursue my dreams, you can pursue your dreams too. If you feel like you're a magical spiritual person, you are a magical spiritual person. You do not need someone to confirm that for you. If you know it in your heart, then that is the truth for you. I would love to connect with you all more. I am just so passionate about this project. I am so passionate about season 3. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. It is going to be the best that's yet to come. The topics that I'm lining up, the guests that I'm just dying to get on the podcast, I'm just sending all that energy out into the universe. So for all the people that get podcast invites to come on, you're all going to say yes. You're all going to say yes. And thank you. And if you love this podcast, if it means something to you, please share it with a friend, a coworker, a family member. If you've heard an episode that you connect with, please share it. It means so much if you could get on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and rate and review the podcast and follow it. And if you hit follow, that's amazing. That really helps with my downloads. It helps me to be seen. The podcasting world is wild, you guys. It is not easy to get your message out there. It is not easy to get your message in the ears of the people that really want to hear what you have to say. So every person that supports me, I appreciate you more than you know. So here we go. Big Crystal Energy has changed my life, and I'm so grateful that you're part of it. I love you. Cheers to 100 episodes, and the best is yet to come. Bye.
Thank you so much for jumping down the rabbit hole with me. If you connected with this episode in any way, I would love it if you could share it with a friend. Also, please tag me on social media. I'm at mystical.mama.ash or at Big Crystal Energy Podcast, mostly on Instagram. It helps so much getting my episodes out there and finding more magical, kooky, and spooky friends. Sending you all Big Crystal Energy. Cheers!